everybody, welcome back to Old Man Van Running. We're here again in the Old Man Van Cave, Old Man Van Castle to give you another 100+ mile shoe review. Today's installment is of the Hoka Arahi 6, mild to moderate stability daily trainer, a shoe that I have a love-hate relationship with. If you recall, I've worn the Hoka Arahi 5. I did a first impressions review of that shoe. I also did a 100-mile update of that shoe. And then I also gave the Hoka Arahi 6 a first impressions review. And if you go back and look at those videos, you'll see that there are some things I really like about this model, and some things, you know what? They're just not my favorite things. But before we get into all that, a couple things. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Make sure you leave comments. And hey, if you like this channel and you like my shoe reviews and my other running videos, please subscribe to the Old Man Van Running channel. And please, tell your friends, tell your buddies, tell your pals if you like this channel, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you'll get notified when more videos are posted. So if you'd like a detailed review of the Hoka Arahi 6, you can check out my first impressions review. I have a card at the end of this video you can click on, and I'll also leave a link in the description below. So let's get right into it. I've put 160.93 miles on the Hoka Arahi 6. The things I really like about this shoe in my first impression, and I still like it, is this early stage meta rocker. You get that really nice Hoka roll through the gait cycle. I really like that. And that's the primary source of any responsiveness this shoe has. It's also light. It's also light for a stability daily trainer. 9.3 ounces in a men's size 9, really good. Fits well. This upper has plenty of room in the forefoot. It's malleable enough that it doesn't create any issues there. No hot spots, no blisters. They really made a big improvement from the old Hoka Arahi 4. They made it in the Hoka Arahi 5 and then in the 6, and that is, there's no hot spots right under the arch here, which plagued the Hoka Arahi 4. The padding is just right around the ankles and the heel. I still like, it's a padded tongue, but it's not overdone. And I like the flat laces like you always know. So really good. This shoe does have a little bit of responsiveness to it, but here's the kicker. The responsiveness is primarily from the early stage meta rocker, not this midsole. This is something that really bugs me. This midsole, albeit cushioned, just feels dead. Just feels numb, I guess is the best thing I can call it. It's just not fun. You just don't feel like you're getting a pop out of this midsole material. Plenty cushioned. Again, you do have some responsiveness from the early stage meta rocker, but man, Hoka, you could really knock this out of the park if you put some more responsive midsole foam in there. Stability-wise, really good. The J-frame, right? The J-frame here, in the shape of a J, it's got this firmer midsole material. That works really well. There's no medial post there. There's no guide rails. It's just a denser, more firm midsole material, and it does a real good job of keeping your foot from rolling in. I really like it. That being said, again, it's dead feeling. Just not exciting. Other thing is, listen, this outsole, same outsole as the Hoka Arahi 5, also the same midsole, it just wears way too fast. Now, you saw my 100-mile update of the On Cloud Monster. I have to use, on a lot of my shoes, shoe goo. Shoe goo, great stuff. Been around for 40, 50, 60 years. Great stuff to keep your shoes on your feet and running. Anyways, I had to use shoe goo here right off the bat within 50 miles. You can see it's really worn down here. And that's the only way I'm going to get a decent amount of mileage out of these shoes. Another thing about that midsole I failed to mention is, there's a question as to how long this midsole is going to hold up. Hoka does not have a good reputation for durability. They don't. Their uppers kind of tend to fall apart, although I haven't seen that yet. The midsoles tend to wear out pretty quickly, and their outsoles, albeit nice and grippy, very grippy, wet weather, dry weather, no issues there, they just wear very fast, and I think that's because the rubber is just very soft. Now, one improvement that Hoka made from the Hoka Arahi 5 is they put some reinforcement around these upper eyelets here, because a lot of people, even I started to get some wear where the shoelaces started to wear through the upper part here and eventually going to break loose. So I like the fact that they added this reinforcement. So that was a good update. So where do I feel that the Hoka Arahi 6 fits in amongst the other stability daily trainers that I've reviewed and that I'm currently wearing? Well, I would say this shoe is kind of in between the Saucony Guide 15, which is a little firmer, and the Brooks Glycerin GTS 20. Now, why do I say that? I think this shoe has more cushioning than the Guide 15, although it is still very light comparatively for a stability daily trainer, and it does have a little bit of responsiveness there with this early stage meta rocker. So I think on the responsiveness end of it, it's closer to the Guide 15. On the cushioning end of it, it's closer to the Brooks Glycerin GTS 20. It's got more cushioning. That being said, I like the midsole and the Glycerin GTS 20 a lot more than this one. So I think this is a really good daily trainer. The support is up there, like in the Guide 15. It's got more support than the Glycerin GTS 20. So it's got really good support. So I take this shoe out on those days when I don't want a heavy shoe, but I want a more cushioned shoe and I want a little bit more support on my feet. And along with that, I get a little bit of responsiveness with that early stage meta rocker. So I do reach for this shoe quite a bit. It's just not the most fun shoe out there. Now, if I compare this to the Saucony Tempest, there's no comparison. Saucony Tempest, in my estimation, is the best, most versatile daily stability trainer out there. The Arahi 6 has more support than the Saucony Tempest, but I'll tell you, if I had to choose one shoe, all day long, every day, it would be the Saucony Tempest. Doesn't mean this isn't a great shoe, but that is a much different, much more versatile shoe. So in my original first impressions review, I gave the Hoka Arahi 6 a score of 9.0 out of 10. 9.0 out of 10. Not a bad score whatsoever. I think it was 9.0 instead of a little bit lower because I do find myself wearing it quite a bit. I do like the positives in this shoe more so than the negatives. So for me, it just is a really good daily, kind of everyday trainer that, sometimes it's just some comfort that you just go and reach for. So based on that, nothing has changed. The wear is still the wear. Still the same amount of wear that I fully expected. I'm not finding any problems with the upper falling apart yet. I'm not finding that the midsole has degraded to a point where it's not comfortable anymore. So because of those things, I'm going to keep the Arahi 6 at a score of 9.0 out of 10. I really think Hoka has big opportunity really improve the Hoka Arahi line. Biggest things they can do is improve durability, right? Improve that midsole durability, make that midsole a little bit more lively, and also improve that outsole durability. If they are able to do those things, this is just going to be an awesome, awesome, awesome shoe. So there you have it, Hoka Arahi 6. Still a 9.0 after 160.93 miles. Shoe that I reach for. I'm going to keep it in my rotation. I'm going to see if I can get 300 miles out of this. And you know what? If I find that the midsole kind of peters out well before then, I will produce an update. So thanks again for watching this 100-mile update. And remember, lace up those shoes and let's get out on the roads.